my God. A distress call.
Why are they screaming?
They're not screaming. They're celebrating.
They're coming back.
Shouldn't we be nervous?
Yeah.
What's good, guys? Welcome back to Talking at the Movies. I am one of your hosts, Ed Reese, from The First Take up on YouTube. Who's set to my right?
Yeah, it's your boy Salam. Oh my god, I can't wait to jump into the show. There's so much content today.
Why can't you wait, Salam?
Because I'm so excited about some of the
wrestler.
trailers I've seen today. I'm so excited.
Sound like a wrestler.
Okay, well,
What you gonna do when we trailers to you? Mo, what's good, man?
And it's Mo.
oh come on, like, you could do about opening
Listen,
with that.
women like a man that's mysterious.
Really? I'm not gonna say anything. So where should we start? Shall we get straight into news or the trailers or what we've been watching? I'm gonna let you guys decide.
I think let's start with the news and then break it down into the trailers towards the end part of the show.
Okay then. So we finally got our first look at Rita Repulsa from Power Rangers, the new Power Rangers reboot, which I admit I'm really not that pumped for. If it's not gonna be like that fan film that came out, is it last year or the year before?
Last year.
If it's not going to be as dark and gritty as they made it, what's the point? But Elizabeth Banks, she looks nice. I like her act. She was cool in Hunger Games and pretty much everything else she was being in.
Knocked
But,
up.
yeah, that too. But I don't know. What do you think? What did you think of the costumes?
It's green. I never ever watched the original Power Rangers, and like I said, it unless it's like that gritty film, the fan-made movie that came out last year, I can't imagine myself watching this. But yeah, it was green, and she looked like a villainess.
Yeah, I thought she looked pretty cool. I like the costume. There's a point that you made out earlier on, which was another Oriental person who was in the originals is now being played by a white person. Which, again, I don't have an issue with that. But going back to the whole feel and look of it, I would personally like this to be... Yeah, I want it to be dark. I want it to be slightly on the edge. And I want you to start thinking to yourself whilst you're sitting in the cinema, oh shit, man, did he just do that? And what I mean by that is like chopping someone's head off.
Oh, yeah, well, I doubt they're going to go that way. They don't want the kids. But I thought you were going to go somewhere else where you said, I would. And then you had that big pause. Like,
Even turn it into a porn film.
even
is that
though
what
we're
you're
looking
thinking?
as evil and... You know, like she was covered in mud as well. Like, what the hell? Does she not bath or wash? Like, bad guys not have showers
Well,
in their beds.
maybe the person. Well, it could be black. It could be some demon that she killed in it, and it's blood. It's black or something like that.
Power Rangers blood.
Listen,
Ooh.
blood, mud. I still wouldn't kick Elizabeth Banks out of bed.
But okay, but Mo, did you ever get into Power Rangers?
I never watched it as a child. I was
Weird.
aware of
Yeah.
it, but never. I think I was already a teenager at that point, so it didn't really appeal to me.
Yeah, we were. But we were watching... we used to reenact it in the fucking park.
Yeah, we used to go to the park after school and go through the assault course.
Yeah, dude, flips like, I'm the Green Ranger.
All I know about the Power Rangers is the pink one is the hot
Oh
one.
my god.
Yes, in the first generation there were so many. The fact that it's still on now, not reruns, original Power Rangers are still being shown now. It's never stopped. It's never ended.
Are they still doing the same thing where they're splicing two different shows together?
I'm not even sure. I think they're at a point now where they can actually do it properly. But yeah, it's crazy that they got away with doing that.
You know what? I can't understand. Who is this? I can't understand that how kids are going to get into this. I really don't get it.
This is the fact is, it's still on now. People are still watching it. It's never ended, the show.
Wow.
So obviously it still has an audience. So I guess, it's for them. But
Yeah, but as a TV show, it works. I just can't see this movie actually.
But there have been Power Rangers movies.
The thing is, we probably will go watch it.
Yeah, we'll depend on that trailer. But yeah, sadly, I bet it's gonna look like freaking how Turtles looks and Transformers looks. It's gonna be that sort of style effects and bombastic mayhem.
Who's directing it? Are we in post-production, pre-production.
Dean Israelite. The man has had about 6 movies under his belt, and not a single one. Oh, they're doing
Magician.
games. Is he doing? Oh, right. Are they
Oh, we
remaking
did
that?
Project Almanac. Remember that the teens film where they go back in time? The
Oh, yeah,
kids?
of course.
Yeah, that we all
Of
lost.
course.
Yeah, that one.
Oh well, we didn't mind that too much, did we? We thought it was an alright film.
Okay.
Everyone is mine to torment. You do well to remember that, you little monster.
Oh, I'm a monster. Perhaps you should speak to me more softly then. Monsters are dangerous, and just now kings are dying like flies.
George R.R. Martin has announced that he ain't against the idea, if HBO want it, to do spin-offs.
So let's rephrase that. He is not against it of making more money for doing nothing other than consulting.
What story would you want told? Would you want it to be a story that connects with the existing world and characters that we know? Or would you want it to be completely separate? Because he said that it's a big world and we've only seen a small portion of it. So there's still other countries and places.
It's always really disappointing when you enjoy a show or a movie and then they want to do a spin-off, but it has none of the characters and none of the places from the property that you actually love. Having said that, this guy, when you read his books, he can make these pages turn into like such imaginative worlds. I'm sure he's probably got so many different stories that he can tell in this big, massive world.
There was one possible story that they were saying may or may not happen, and it was about 2 knights, blanking on the names. One of them was called Egg, and they were basically the story. It takes place maybe like 100 years or something before what we know, and it features one of the Targaryens before the Targaryen line become royalty. So it's the first one that actually rises up to be the king.
Well, even in the books themselves, they're always referring to things that happened hundreds, or if not thousands of years ago. And they always refer to a thing called, is it the Age of Heroes? Which sounds to me would be ripe for the takings.
Yeah, that's a bold title though. Like every week someone would have to do something heroic to really warrant that title, and that sounds expensive.
It's
Every
HBO.
week. Yeah, that's true. So
No, I think to myself, why not? We could have more. Well, this is like, you take Game of Thrones, already excited about that, to know that, let's say Game of Thrones comes to an end, the season comes to an end, but yet there's something else to jump in and to carry on another story within another time or another place or whatever it may be. This is really exciting stuff, man, because when I see Game of Thrones, when it comes to an end, I'm just so depressed. I'm so upset for the next month or so to know. Go on, man. What did you say?
I was going to say, you know who's going to be even more upset when Game of Thrones comes to an end? HBO. Because they don't actually have any other big shows.
They were that alternative sort of high quality producer, but Netflix has suddenly risen up to be that brand, that stamp of quality now for alternative premium television.
And I was going to just move on to that, which is from a financial point, it's brilliant for HBO if they could capitalize off this. It's exciting stuff.
They need it. They need it. Because now they're kind of moving over into that whole premium sort of pay-per-view-ish type setup like they're doing with Netflix, where they get people to subscribe to the HBO Go. They need something to draw people in. And Game of Thrones, up until now, has been that one show, but they've got nothing else. Nothing else. So
Can you imagine if they did exactly what Netflix is doing and go with like a whole DC TV universe?
they really should have.
Yeah.
That should have been the thing.
Yeah. Oh my god! HBO is actually owned by Warner Brothers.
Is it?
Yeah, they're a subsidiary.
So why the fuck did fucking ABC keep getting all the bloody shows? Can you imagine Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. if it was a HBO product? Could you imagine that shit? Dark, gritty, none of the bullshit, none of this episodic week-to-week rubbish.
Yeah, I watch some of these TV shows, man. I think that's one of the reasons why I get so detached. Even when you tell me about, oh my god, we saw this TV, whatever it may be, maybe The Flash or Arrow, and you guys talk about it every week in, week out, how amazing it's been. But because I feel that it's not dark, it's not gritty enough, it just doesn't excite me.
Here's the 100 dark and gritty.
Actually, speaking about the 100, No, it's not dark and gritty, but I think I've given up on the show now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, I think I saw an episode. See, that's the thing about me. I could watch an episode and that'd be it. I could start like switching off from there.
I see,
onwards.
but every show has a bad episode.
But no, look, don't get me wrong. I'll give it 3 more further goes. But after that, if it just doesn't grab me, I'm out.
Yeah, it's not good enough, man. There's so much out there to watch, dude. So, friggin' Dwayne Johnson has officially signed on to Jumanji. That just leaves Kevin Smith because they're not
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Smith.
I'd love to see that,
That
actually.
would actually-
The Rock and Kevin Smith together in a movie.
But does Kevin Smith still have that charm that he's skinny?
He-
Part of it was the fact that he was fat. It was kind of
he's a funny fucker, man.
yeah, but visually in a movie, you kind of want him to be chubby. But okay, yeah. So The Rock signed on now for the Jumanji remake, reboot, whatever the fuck. And now Kevin Hart, you're right. They wanted him as well. I don't know whether they're gonna get him. Are these two the new duo of Hollywood now?
Well, their other film, the trailer, does actually look like it can be quite entertaining.
Yeah, the CIA one. Dead
No,
silence.
oh, wait, the silent
Wait.
film.
No, I think I've had enough of Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I think I've had enough, all right? And I think I've also had enough of Kevin Hart. Just to know, I think the problem I've got with Dwayne The Rock Johnson at the moment is that there's just so many movies he's in, but they're not that good. Think about it. What's the last film we saw with him?
We were actually having this conversation earlier. So he's always seen as like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of this generation, but doesn't have a movie.
The franchise Viagra,
Yeah.
they call him.
Right now, just like even with his
True, G.I. Joe's
Right.
sequel sucks.
was
Disney-
the independent? No, it wasn't Independence Day. It was the
No.
where he's a helicopter pilot.
Oh, San Andreas.
Yes,
Yeah, that
again.
was horrid.
That was really bad.
Fast and Furious. I just don't like the most recent one. I didn't like 7, but 5 and 6 I like.
Yeah, but again, the last one you didn't enjoy that much, and and even with Baywatch. Now, come on, like, do we have any excitement? No, none whatsoever. Me personally,
I'm holding out hope for that because when you heard that there was going to be a 21 Jump Street movie, did you have any hope for that? I think this is the
but
sort
like
of lead.
21 Jump Street was based on a TV show that was actually quite popular and people enjoyed.
And Baywatch wasn't popular. It was
Yeah, but
way more popular
it was
than
popular
21
for all the wrong reasons.
way more popular.
It was
than 21.
popular for watching Pamela Anderson run down the beach.
And in this one, we get Alexandria Daddario running on a beach, which ain't a bad substitute.
It's going to be a 2-hour movie that's going to be about lifeguards.
yeah, you know what?
It's going to be a comedy, I think. I think
Oh, okay.
that's the direction they're going with it. It's
Well,
going to be a full-on
look,
comedy.
let's go back and talk about The Rock a bit more here. I just, is it just me? Because you guys are
Did
like,
you not like Hercules, Salem?
how bad was that? Another movie. When is the last time Dwayne The Rock Johnson did a friggin' awesome film? And I tell you when it was. Go on.
He's very good in Ballers.
Yeah.
The TV show. Very, very good at that.
I don't watch that.
That's a very good show.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. So even if you bring Kevin Hart, I don't even enjoy Kevin Hart's performance anymore. I think it's we got to a stage where we've seen it so much that it's just lost its magic.
Burn out.
Yeah, sorry, and look, Jumanji is one of those properties that growing up I remember like when I had it on Pirate, watching it week in, week out, getting so excited about this board game, and I'm thinking to myself, my God, could you imagine if Mo, I want to tell you guys the story right now. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is a father of 2 kids. He's broken up with his partner.
He done?
The kids live with the mother.
Okay, sounds
One day, Dwayne The Rock Johnson goes to the kids' place, right? See his children, spend some time with them, comes across this board game and decides to play and spend some time. And that's when everything goes mad. There you go. We already know. I just imagine Dwayne The Rock Johnson through that.
Yeah,
How does Kevin Hart fit into that?
he'll be the one in the ball game. The one that got trapped. The one that was Robin.
Yeah. William.
Williams' character.
How can you forget that name, man?
My brain, man. I've come from work.
But now that you brought that up, and I've actually got myself now excited about the story. If they head in that direction.
He's the dad. So Kevin Hart's the one trapped in the game. And then The Rock gets dragged in after his kids, or chases after his kids and gets sucked in as well. That could be funny.
Okay. Alright, okay.
And Kevin Hart can't be quite trusted, quite a dodgy because he just wants to escape.
Yes.
Like, I've been here for decades. Please give me a... No, come on now.
Alright, yeah,
But
alright.
probably this could be an entertaining movie. I mean, the original's there. I remember enjoying the original film when I watched it. This kind of sounds like a remake, for making a remake.
Come on, guys, like, put it down in the comment section. Am I wrong? Do you guys, because I can't remember the last time Dwayne The Rock Johnson did a good film.
What was the one where he had to protect his son? His son was in trouble.
Was that something?
Snitch.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, actually,
That was
Pain and
pretty
Gain. He was very good in that.
He was actually good in that.
Right.
The Michael Bay one.
Yeah, so when Pain and Gain, what was that? 2014.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So, yeah, okay. Pain and Gain was the last good film that he did then. There you go.
Pain and Gain.
I think you're saying that's the only good film he's done.
Yo, they want Robert Downey Jr. to appear in Spider-Man.
The deal has been signed, apparently. And it's been signed directly with Sony, so apparently this is independent of the deal he has with Marvel directly.
Just kind of a good film.
Yeah.
Well, this is interesting because when we look at the comic books, the story goes that that wasn't the suit created by Tony Stark to give to Spider-Man.
That the Iron Spider suit.
Right.
But we reckon his regular suit is also probably going to be designed by Tony Stark for the films, which is something separate from the comics. But yeah,
so could it be that?
One of the few I've stayed away from the spoilers for Civil War. I've tried, avoided, but there's one little nitbit I found out. It's not a spoiler or anything, but it's just a occurrence that happens. It's Tony visits Peter Parker and brings him into the fold to bring into the fight. So some people think that what happens in Spider-Man will kind of continue from that meet up. So it'll literally almost be a smooth, straight up continuation.
I really think that because the property is... Obviously, Sony's got like the majority of control over Spider-Man.
Final say, but apparently that's turned out that it's Marvel's creative vision.
Right. To know that Marvel and Sony have agreed to Iron Man popping up or Tony Stark popping up in Spider-Man, this gets me excited. You know why? Because just the thought of Spider-Man being alone in his world, all right, just kind of bores me. I feel that he needs someone else.
Yeah, he needs to see other Avengers. So I'm finally happy to see that he is home, that he has had a homecoming. But apparently, one sad news about Spider-Man, Michael Keaton won't be.
Oh,
apparently, nope. Negotiations were happening, but not gonna happen.
Yeah, I think this is one of those cases of like, I'm sure deals and negotiations like this happen all the time for big movies.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't tend to hear about them.
Yeah.
And then like years later be like, who else could have been this particular actor playing this character? It's a bit of a shame actually, because I thought he would have fit in really well. It'd be nice to see him in a big budget movie.
It would have, man, and he's good in anything he's in, regardless of what role he's playing. Yeah. So he would have been it'd be good to see Michael Keaton as a villain. I haven't really seen him do the bad guy thing since maybe
Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. That's his actual name in the film, isn't it? Beetlejuice.
Look at you trying to be Ado and shit. Beetlejuice. Jesus.
Damn, we got slammed there. Both of us, but double clothesline, but no.
Well, actually, Beetlejuice. Yeah, it's a shame, man. He would have added some much needed clout, but
okay, well look, you're right, but to know, okay, fine, Keaton's not in it, but Downey Jr. is. I'll take that card, man.
I love the fact that Marvel has conditioned movie actors to view a job, a role, the way TV actors do, in terms of it being a reoccurring, evolving character, rather than just one and done like they were always doing up to that point. Now it's like a TV show. They commit to it and they can do it over a number of years, and I like that because we get to just have these characters that we love for extended periods of time.
Although I actually do suspect with the end of Phase 3, a number of actors probably will be departing.
Yeah. Contracts, people expensive. Got to kick him out, man. Got to kick him out. Damn it. Okay, so we're not going to speak too much on, but we have to mention it just for the sake of it, something that majorly happened. The plot, apparently, for episode 8, has leaked online. I ain't going to read it. You going to read it, man?
Absolutely not a chance.
You going to read it, Sodom?
Probably not, man. I'm just one of those people that really stays away from everything and anything.
We ain't going to read it, so you guys can read it. We ain't reading it. Fuck it. We
let us-
want to go in there fresh.
I think it's probably worth saying, didn't the plot for episode 7 also leak like quite early on before the film was released?
Yeah, there was. And that actually didn't go as wide, surprisingly, as this one seems to have.
You know, it's interesting that just trying to get into the mindset of people that love these films, but are gonna read it. You know, like I just,
Temptation, innit, man?
I know. I just think
Temptation.
I just couldn't be a part of that.
I think some people don't care. Some people don't want to know a thing about a movie,
Yeah.
while others want to devour everything. Not necessarily because they're a Star Wars fan, just because they like movies and they want to know.
But yeah, I did start reading it, ain't gonna lie.
Oh,
I
okay.
did kind of start reading the first breakdown of it.
All right. Okay. So this is interesting because
It mentioned
going back
Luke
to what I said, but
and
then
Kylo Ren and what happened between the two of them, which kind of connects into Daisy and why and how she ended up where she ended up.
Sounds like you read the whole damn thing.
This is literally the first little paragraph. There's a lot
But all
packed
right,
in
okay.
there.
Well, let's just stay with that for a second, right? So, what was the thing? Why did you stop? Because you're saying that you have this.
Because I started to think that, so at first I didn't believe it was real. I thought, this is bullshit. This ain't gonna be real. So some guy in his bedroom just come up with some theory and he's kind of trying to pass it off as the official plot. But as I read and it was starting to kind of form, it was like, doesn't sound completely, there was one thing I'm read. No. Yeah, there was one thing that I read.
Right, I don't think the way you're reacting, I don't think we want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, why?
Once I read that part, I was like, fuck this. I am not reading no more. Please don't go this route, Disney. I pray.
I said, we like to say spoiler free until we've seen the film.
Yeah,
That's
you don't want to
basically-
be mad and spitting venom now. You want to be mad and spitting venom when you find out this thing in the cinema.
Yeah, because it's still a long time between now and release date, and things. Even if this is a genuine leak, a lot of things will change.
Yeah, it's bloody hope this one thing does change. Lord, oh my God. So let's get into this next one. What we got? Yo, Krypton.
Yes,
The pilot is being officially ordered. It's going on. It's going to be shooting.
and it's going to be on Sci-Fi, and it's going to be one of the main guys heading up there as a showrunner, David S. Goyer,
Yeah, that's
writer
just not
and
good.
executive producer of Batman v
Which
Superman.
is not good because he's the garbage maker.
He's actually got quite an impressive list of movies that he's worked on.
That other people have to come in and fix afterwards.
But I don't even think that's the worst bit. The worst bit is this is set 2 generations before Superman. So this is about Superman's grandfather on Krypton.
The thing is, a Superman, but it hasn't been necessarily official that it's the Man of Steel Superman, or whether it's the Supergirl World Superman, or just none of the above, just their own.
Well, I suppose, does it actually matter? Because it's like 2 generations before, so none of what's happening now actually...
Yes, not necessarily. It's its own thing, but then what's the point then? What is the point of it?
I can't even get excited about this. Well, I thought we had a shit hot show, man. This does not excite me in any way whatsoever.
And then, correct me if I'm wrong, but when they're on Krypton, right, they don't have superpowers.
No, they don't.
So these are regular people.
These are regular people, yeah.
Regular aliens.
So it's just a melodrama. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like Caprica. Do you remember that?
Oh,
That
yeah.
spin-off from
Yeah.
Battlestar. It sounds like that.
But
Families, hustling for position.
that's what it is.
Intergalactic soap opera.
So EastEnders on Krypton.
There you go.
David Fuckface Goya. No, I don't want your shit. Why does everything you have to do has to be connected to DC, man?
But the thing is, right, is that it's not when it's connected to DC. It's a lot of junk that is connected
Yes,
to DC.
this is the thing. What I don't get about Hollywood is that these people make something, and they fail, but then they just get hired to do something even bigger. Like Zack Snyder is arguably in the biggest point of his career.
Right.
But he hasn't had a hit since 300. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was a long, long time ago. His films have literally just stumbled.
But you see, you know what happens, right? Is that these people, when they go and pitch an idea to the studios,
They suck the dick of
Right.
the executive in the room.
Well, it's probably not quite that, but there's probably a lot of like nepotism, who you know, networking, all of that sort of stuff.
But not just that. I think a lot of it falls under the just going with what the studio wants from their film. All right. Sure, Zack Snyder and them people might be calling the shots when it comes down to directing, but there's a lot of influence. We forget that from the studio, and half of the time that's where not half of the most of the time that's where all the problems lie. That everyone else getting involved. I can only imagine. Sure, Zack Snyder's vision.
But Nolan was able to make good films.
But
out of that
there is
system.
only a handful of directors, I reckon, that can call those shots.
He's legitimately in a position to do that at this point, arguably, because he's not just being hired to direct these films. He's the one who's in charge, overseeing all this DC shit now.
Yeah, I think look, we're gonna go around in circles with this man and still shit, aren't we?
Should have been Kevin Smith.
I love Kevin Smith, dude, but as a filmmaker.
Well, I mean, he's like a genuine comic fan.
He is,
and
but-
if you listen to some of his comments from Batman v Superman, you know, he echoes a lot of the same things that like fans who have seen the film.
Problem
are
is, we
saying.
want someone in charge who can tell us good story. And
Mo.
honestly, when was the last good Kevin Smith
Mo,
film?
wait,
All his early work.
Wait, hold
All
on.
up until Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back.
Wait a minute. Look, the film Tusk was actually pretty good.
I'm a big Kevin Smith fan. I am not going to watch that.
It was so stupid that there was a part of me that actually really enjoyed it. But I think there's a level. God,
Have you seen Red State?
Uh,
That was pretty good, actually. And that was like so different from anything he's done.
do you? Okay, fine, all right. But we're looking at Jay and Silent Bob. You're taking Tusk. You're taking Red State. Do you see Superman or just imagine that property going to him?
Right.
As a stoner, just
Hey, listen,
In orbit,
it's not going to be
it's
worse than what we've already got.
dude, bring up while you got the computer in your lap. The Hasbro production line. Like, what are the toys and the properties that they're responsible for? Because
so I actually had that already geared up here. So do you want to tell them about the actual story?
well, just as every other company seems to be doing now,
So is it-
Hasbro want
yep.
to make a connective universe in movie form.
Through Paramount. So obviously they've got Transformers, but Transformers is not actually mentioned in any of the press
because
releases.
they're trying to do its own universe.
So they've
with
got
that.
the G.I. Joe, you've got Micronauts,
Micronauts.
Visionaries, Mask, and Rom the Space Knight.
What the? I ain't heard of that one.
I've not heard of that one either. And it's Visionaries in this universe? How does that going to work?
See, they've all got a. You remember Visionaries, don't you?
I remember Visionaries, but I don't know who this
Visionaries.
friggin' knight is. Rom. I want
Yeah.
to see a picture of this dude.
Rom the Space Knight.
Rom the Space. I haven't heard of that one.
And ROM is all
Micro-
capitalized as well. It's like ROM, as in CD-ROM.
Do you think they tried to? This was their sort of rip-off of Tron. You reckon that's where that kind of spawns from?
What, Visionaries?
No, Ron.
Oh, Ron. Oh, no,
Space
until
Knight.
I know more about it, I
Well,
couldn't
there's
even
our
tell you.
Space Knight.
It's a comic. It's a Marvel comic. Oh, it must have just been licensed to Marvel. Oh, so it's kind of like Iron Man in space. Oh, that looks garbage. It's like a 4 Iron Man.
But
There's
now-
a hammer.
But now you have a situation.
Oh my god, that looks so much.
Yeah, but it won't look like that
Shit.
now, would it?
But you now have a situation where you could have G.I. Joe
It's literally
in
4.
the Mask universe.
Yeah, we're looking at images, guys. Familiarize yourself. Still doesn't ring any bells. But I
What the fuck is that?
It's just yeah. But yeah, G.I. Joe hooking up with Mask. That seems to work. That seems to make sense to a degree. There could be like a connection in their government agencies that they're a part of.
I think they need to take this to the next stage. They need to have G.I. Joe or Mask in the Transformers universe taking
That
on
was
the
always the
Decepticons.
original plan, though. There was the exec, because it's the same producer behind both properties. That was always the plan where they were considering crossing G.I. Joe over with Transformers. that would have got him. That's the one thing that would have kind of got me a little interested in another Transformers film.
I think they need to. You know what? It seems like these properties aren't working. Or well, I say actually aren't working, but then when I take Transformers, they clearly are.
Even G.I. Joe makes money. As crappy as they are, he is making
Well,
money.
then that there is also your reason, then, isn't it, for them to tag up all these characters, all these cartoons, and
How the fuck do these motherfuckers keep getting jobs, man?
How is G.I. Joe making money? I thought that second film was literally one of the worst films I have ever seen.
People keep going. It's like friggin' what was the game one? The Resident Evil. Those films are garbage.
Wait a minute.
Oh, you're the one that likes it. You're that one.
They're not bad.
You're
This is it then, isn't it? See, when I look at Resident Evil, although I know it's a rubbish film, I don't mind watching them because there's that feeling that comes back to me when I think about Resident Evil.
But they're nothing like the game, though.
Well, it doesn't matter, but equally, when you take Mask, or you take Transformers, or you take any of these other films, people are going to want to keep on going back because of the fact...
As much as I sit here cussing it, if I see a trailer or a teaser and somebody is in one of those masked vehicles and then they have the mask helmet come on, I will geek the fuck out.
Right.
Just like I did with the Turtles 2 trailer.
Right.
Knowing that it's going to be garbage.
You would. And you would give it probably 2 shots before, if it's really bad after the third time, you probably won't go. We made that mistake with Transformers. We gave it a number of goes. But we don't have look, with the next trailer of Transformers hits, I am not going to go watch that film. I don't care, man.
Come on, man. Michael Bay's got to eat.
I put my foot down with the last one and I managed to stick to my guns. I didn't go see that one. The Mark
2
Wahlberg one.
hours and 30 minutes of just BS, man. Just BS.
But the worst thing is, these films has got so much potential to be good.
That's the problem. They're run by morons. Why can't they just hire people like us? Why is it so hard? Why couldn't we get a job in these places? Even if it's just in the writer's room, pitching ideas.
I think we've got to do something to actually get on that line of work.
Suck dick. Which I'm not willing to do, damn it.
I was going to say, so you would not suck dick to get into the writer's room? Just imagine it's a very firm lollipop.
What is this show turning into? Eddie, can we edit that bit out?
No, I think it's
The
important.
juicy surprise at the end.
Oh,
Look, Mo swings that way, so he sort of... We gotta see it from Mo's.
Mo has reached
Try
a
to see it
new
from
low.
Mo's point.
A new low. Oh dear.
Listen, mate.
As I will quote my friend Kevin Smith, it's a 21st century, but gay or straight, it's all the same.
Yo, I think it's important we move on to the next one. Daddy's Home is getting a sequel.
Daddy's home. Oh my goodness.
Ferrell.
Yes. Well, the way that ended, I just hope.
Cena.
Yeah, Cena's in it.
That would be fun because I did enjoy Daddy's Home. It was a fun. It wasn't revolutionary. It didn't change, the comedy landscape, but it was a fun film.
Yeah, you know what? It was nice to actually see.
And they're both in it. Yeah, they're both coming back.
Will Ferrell.
All
right. Will Ferrell. All right. To come out with a good movie. It's been a little while, so it's nice to actually see him in a role that we got behind. And obviously, just to know that they're going to tag up again. This is really exciting stuff. And just the thought of Cena being in it as well.
Yeah, they haven't necessarily said that Cena's coming back, but they said that those two are definitely coming back. So unless they come up with some other little... I'm guessing, to be honest, they're going to go for a different sort of story. Maybe it's like a family holiday with everybody there, with both dads, and something happens on the holiday, or some... I reckon it's going to be a different scenario. I'll be surprised if they keep going with that.
But the chemistry between both of them was just so spot on, man.
But they were good together. What was the other one they did? Was it the other guys, the cop one?
Oh yeah, the other guys.
Yeah, they're good together. They
right, well,
they're fun.
I didn't enjoy that, man. I hated that film, yeah.
Again, it had Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
I think everything he's in, I'm telling you guys now, it's not worth watching.
Don't like the other guys. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think that was that good a film. The trailer made it look like it was going to be 10 times
Come
funnier.
on, it wasn't a good film.
No.
The only thing that its main hook was Dwayne The Rock Johnson tagging up with Samuel L. Jackson. That's what it felt like, the direction it was taking. They killed them off in the first 7 minutes of the film.
I wanted those two to have a spin-off movie. It was a shame they had to kill them. They were funny. They were funny.
This summer,
Guess who's back?
Jesus uncrossed. He's risen from the dead.
Get him!
And he's preaching anything but forgiveness. He may be wearing sandals, but he can still kick ass.
Jesus H. Christ!
The H is silent.
No more Mr. Nice Jesus.
Joaquin Phoenix is being courted. He hasn't signed on yet, but the studio want him to play Jesus in a Mary Magdalene biopic. Mary Magdalene is the woman who traditionally is being depicted as a prostitute who Jesus helps. Considering I went to church as a kid, I should really know this back to front. But she's always kissing his feet. But scholars have always said that Mary Magdalene was never a prostitute, that she in fact was one of the disciples.
Scholars would say that, but didn't they also say that God allowed a prostitute to take down Jesus' body from the cross?
But this is the thing, she wasn't supposed to be a prostitute at all. It was because of women's position in society. They didn't like the idea of this woman being so high up in stature to being one of the disciples, so they kind of lessened her down. I think Constantine, the guy who edited, quote unquote, the Bible, whatever thousands of years after.
So wait, did you say he's signed on to it?
No, he's being courted to play Jesus, but it won't be about him. It'll be about Mary Magdalene, played by Rooney Mara.
This guy was born to play this role, I reckon.
He'd be a good Jesus. Yeah. But I would really like to see that, especially if they do kind of show the because even in the Dead Sea Scrolls, I believe it's the Dead Sea Scrolls or the Nordic, one of the other lost chapters of the Bible, there is a Mary Magdalene book which was edited out.
Is she? I mean, obviously I don't know too much about the backstory, but is there enough material or enough interesting stuff here to make an entire movie of this woman?
But you know what? People's lives are really interesting,
especially if they take a Passion of the Christ approach to it.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Right. And just now thinking about it, as you brought up Passion of Christ, taking this story and knowing that Joaquin might be in it, well, even if he's not in it, just the actual story itself
was great, because there was always, if you believe in that story, there was always talk that the other disciples were resentful of Mary Magdalene, as in, why is she there? Why is this woman sitting beside us and having such a high position next to, the Son of God, as they believe? So seeing that,
so it's kind of like in the 2,000 years since then, right? Man hasn't really changed that much.
No, man hasn't at all. So that would be potentially, it could be an interesting story, but. Yeah, time will tell. But yeah, I'm interested. Anything Rooney Mara does, inevitably you're gonna get people that are screaming afoul of the race of the actors. But that's just one of them things that you can't really avoid nowadays. To be honest.
You mean that it should be a black actor playing Jesus?
Well, when you look at Joaquin Phoenix, he has got that look.
That black look.
Yeah, I always thought that.
He does look
like
slightly. He has got that sort of Middle Eastern look.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
He's got that crazy eye look.
He has that Trailer Park Madness look. What are you talking about?
I don't know, man. I think that could work with him in it.
I actually do think it would be a good fit.
I still stand by he looks Middle Eastern.
Yo, on to the next. Inhumans, Dead. Which we kind of knew. We've said it a bunch of times that this was Perlmutter's baby. The guy who was formerly the boss of Kevin Feige. And now he's no longer Feige's boss, because Feige never really wanted to make an Inhumans film. He ain't gonna do it.
It's a shame, because they put this right at the end of Phase 3, and I thought that would have been a real great way, for the whole universe to change and transition as they go into Phase 4.
Then the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fucked that up. They devalued.
Well, it's actually been a really good storyline.
You can't
the show.
I can't believe you guys are still watching that show.
The man who watches the 100.
I'm telling you, look, okay, well, Eddie, you watch it every now and then, right?
Yeah, it's not that it's a terrible show or anything. It's not a great show, but it's entertaining.
But
at its best.
But let's
But it's devalued it because it's
right.
just too. it just doesn't fit with what the films are going. It hasn't.
So right.
It's own fault.
So now just think about
You just
that.
fought.
What?
You just fought.
No, I didn't fart.
I swear I just heard
If I
a.
fart, I would have told you. It's probably just chair or something. Probably you did it. Anyway, but like, think about if the show didn't come out. If there was no TV show, I think this would generate excitement in the movie world.
Yeah, because people would be curious about it. The problem with the show wasn't even that they mentioned Inhumans in the show. It's like they've just shown too many. Like there are literally every episode there are like new Inhumans popping up, and that's devalued it by making it seem like too much of a widespread thing.
How much of season 3 have you watched?
A few episodes behind, but if there's enough of them to make a team, it's just, the whole thing was that they were supposed to be this mythical, these beings which are out there, but we've never really come in contact. But they've not got that anymore.
Look, you know what needs to happen? What needs to happen is Marvel and Disney need to pay a visit to Fox.
No, I don't want that.
Well, look, they've done them. It seems like they're moving in the right direction when it comes down to Spider-Man.
I think the thing is,
but what I'm trying to say, if you want these Inhumans or these mutants, maybe I'm just going off in a tangent. Go on, you carry on with what you're saying.
Because Inhumans are a completely different thing. They were going to be their versions of mutants because they didn't have mutants, but we don't need it. There's no space for them. So it doesn't surprise me or bother me that we're not going to get Inhumans at all. But the problem is, what the fuck? Vin Diesel. That was part of his deal to be in Guardians of the Galaxy, people think. Do this one role where you only say one word and you get to play Black Bolt.
Oh my god.
And he always teased it. He always teased on his face, but he was going to be Black Bolt.
Well, they could probably still weasel something in for him.
The issue I've got with Vin Diesel, right?
That is Vin Diesel.
He's one of these actors that is just rubbish.
Quote unquote.
Oh, it's a bit harsh saying that he's rubbish.
He's one note. I think that's more accurate.
He plays like a certain type of.
All right, okay, I do. All right, let me take that back. I apologize. All right.
What's interesting though is if he played Black Bolt. If you don't know about Black Bolt, he's a character that never talks because his voice is his power. If he whispers a word, he could blow, destroy a building.
Right. Okay. Now that you've brought that into the equation, right? This could really work. Or Vin Diesel doesn't say a thing. This is brilliant news. He played a tree.
Does he just stand there and flex his muscles?
Pretty much, yeah. But he's the leader as well. How the fuck's the leader, the guy that never talks? That's
Does he
weird.
write stuff down, send emails?
Yeah, he just sends WhatsApp messages now.
They probably would do that, innit? Have pop up little bubbles pop up on the screen as he's texting people.
I'll kill you all. I'll drive you crazy and I'll kill you all. I'm every nightmare you ever had. I am your worst dream come true. I'm everything you ever were afraid of.
So we're getting 2017 release dates have been released for It, which is finally happening. Don't know who the hell's going to be making it now, but that's coming back on the slate.
Great. Sorry, when you say It, you mean the Stephen King property? Right.
Yeah, we don't know whether, for a while it was going to be 2 films, but we don't know whether that's the approach they're going to take with it this time around. Probably not. But this is next year. This is a release for next year, so they have to start shooting pretty soon.
Yeah, it's not one of those films that's going to require a lot of post work.
Yeah, but it's like a nightmare clown. This sort of, so you'd think there'd be a lot of effects with that, with a limitless budget.
Yeah, this is personally, I'm really excited about this. Looking back at it being aired on Sky One, I remember them showing the 2-part.
Yeah.
I used to get behind that, and you know what?
The thing is though, what made it wicked is the actor that played the clown. Without him,
Didn't that
without
also
that
have
voice.
Didn't that also have John Boy Walton in it?
Yeah, did. Without that voice. Hey, Billy boy, remember that?
Yeah. You guys not excited about
it? No, I am, because I remember watching that same show and really liking it. But is the thing here, is it 2 camps? One camp, clowns freak you out, and the other camp is, it's a clown, how can it freak you out?
Well, okay,
yeah, but he was a demon. No, what was he, alien?
He was an alien.
He was an alien. Fucking alien. I just remembered that. What?
Look, This film
makes no sense.
This film is going to go. There's going to be no middle ground for it. It's either going to be very good or very bad. I can't imagine myself walking out of the cinema and just saying, you know what, that was all right. I just think it's either going to be good or crap.
And I think it's gonna be crap.
Yeah.
I'm saying it now. I just.
What is it?
Let's wait till the trailer.
Yeah, but what is it about? Are you scared of clowns? Is that what it is?
No, because what made it good was that actor. Without him, it's who can recreate
There are a lot
that?
of good actors.
Dude,
There are not.
Dude, I tell you one thing, right?
Vin Diesel.
Look, okay.
The Rock.
Imagine if Vin Diesel was a clown.
Or The Rock was.
Jacked clown.
I'm just surprised that you're not getting behind this. I thought this is something that you'd be like, yo, my God, finally it started. Because the only concern I do have with this property is there's been a lot of stop-starts to it. There's been a few people that came on board and dropped off, and then the project was left aside, and now it's been picked up again. That's my concern. But apart from that, I'm cool with this.
Okay, so you're more optimistic for the Chips remake.
Oh my God, you know what? I forgot about Chips until you showed me the TV show again. Until you brought back that beginning intro. What the fuck, man? Come on!
What do you think it's actually going to be? Because I haven't got much details on this. Do you think it's going to be a TV reboot or a movie? I think it's a movie.
What
would you rather see? Chips as a new TV show or Chips as a new movie?
Right, it has to be, for me, it will work as a movie. A comedy as well.
Oh yes, a comedy.
Yeah.
In the vein of that 21 Jump Street type
like
thing.
that. That's how it would work.
Reno 911 style Super Troopers.
Yeah, it won't. I can't see. Yeah, I can't see him working any other way.
Nah.
You get some two awesome, fucking funny actors on board, all right, and let them just do their thing.
Jason Sudeikis has to be one of them.
Who?
Jason Sudeikis. Listeners will know. No.
All right. I think they need Eric Estrada in there as a cameo because the guy's still kicking around.
Police chief. He should be the police chief.
That would be good. That would be good.
You don't know what it's like out there, chief. Yes, I do. Now, I wasn't at all looking forward to this, but if they make it as a comedy.
But then the other side to it is that it does sound a bit like 21 Jump Street.
So they might as well make that 21 4th Street, yeah? So once they finish the Men in Black.
Every one of these new remake movies sounds like it should have been a next installment. Like we were saying that the friggin' Baywatch should have been another 21 Jump Street sequel after they've been kicked out of the force and they've had to take up jobs as lifeguards.
Oh, I bet you if the Men in Black crossover is good, we will see more of these types of films.
You know what? That could be it, man. TJ Hooker.
And those two will be in like jobs for life.
There's a lot of stuff that hasn't been touched in the TV world, but when you look back in the 70s and the 80s, you know, they could reboot it seems like it's heading that way anyway. They just seem to be like rebooting most of the
Well,
stuff.
I think some of them will probably be better as a TV show. So like Buck Rogers, I reckon that's prime for a TV reboot.
Yeah, there was another one that was supposed to be getting developed, but I'm blanking on what it was. Another sci-fi one. I think it was actually a British one.
Oh, Blake 7.
Yes, that was supposed to be getting done by Sky, but I don't know. That seems to have fallen off the map.
I don't think it's big enough property.
Does it need to be though?
It's like a cult thing in the UK in the 70s.
Yeah, how big was Battlestar when it originally came out?
But Battlestar had like a cult following. You knew what Battlestar was. You know, if you were a sci-fi fan, you knew it. You'd seen it.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, let's think about the reboots when it comes down to British TV shows. Like, there's been hardly any.
As in, what, for films or
Well,
TV?
yeah, even films or TV shows. You had House of Cards.
Yeah, House of Cards was one.
Well, a lot of
The Office was
a
another
lot
one.
of British stuff gets made in America and that is big.
Quite a lot.
All right,
was massive.
okay.
Do you remember Steptoe and Son from when you were kids? You know,
Holy
that one-
shit!
yeah,
Don't
that
tell
was-
me there was a no.
Sanford and Son is a American version of that, and that was
Really?
humongous.
All right, okay. Maybe I just need to start watching more TV.
Let's get into the trailers we saw this week.
Oh, the one that stuck in my brain was it Coma?
Coma. Oh, the Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah, the teaser.
I was, you know what? It's mad because
Stunning, right?
yeah, you don't think about Russian cinema, Russian movies that could create such a master. For me, it felt like a friggin' painting. It really did. Each scene just felt like that, and how creative was that with some of those whatever those
imagery.
things were.
Yeah, I was
Like,
saying that.
Visually stunning.
Yeah, I like the concept as well that these people were in comas and it's like a shared world that everyone kind of goes into when they're in a coma, and they have to fight and stay alive in order to get out of it and just try and get around all these obstacles. I think that's actually really a cool expansion on that whole Inception-esque dream world type thing.
The Matrix.
Yeah, and that too.
But you just don't think about Russian cinema in that way.
Yeah.
What about you, Mo? What did you like out of the trailers?
Well, that one is the one that sticks in my mind most. Are we going to go through this by list, or are we just picking ones out at random?
Just random.
Independence Day 2. Just purely because it's Independence Day.
And
of the lineage that's behind it.
I don't even love the original one.
You don't like the original?
I've seen it 100 times, don't get me wrong. Like when it was on TV, I would always watch it, but I don't love it. It's not precious to me.
That's a very un-American thing to say, Eddie.
I'm also gonna move in Eddie's circle here because when I think about Independence, what the fuck, Eddie? What's going on?
I don't know what happened.
All right, let's start again. So Mo, what did you like? Which trailer stood out for you? Like all the ones that we saw.
You know the one that I enjoyed watching the most this week? The Founder.
I'm loving it.
Oh, the McDonald's movie.
That actually looked really good.
That did look really good. That actually surprised me.
Yeah, that was friggin' absolutely good. And you know what? It once again shows, like, when you take Michael Keaton's performance, it really friggin' echoes, and I'm so angry, so annoyed that he's not going to be in Spider-Man now.
Yeah, oh man, it's true. But I'm interested. What other franchises could have dark, dirty secrets like McDonald's one?
I think any multinational corporation that makes a lot of money.
Well, the story itself, it seems really, really compelling, really, really good. It's one that I've always wanted to hear.
I want to hear the Subway story, bathed in blood and hookers and murder and betrayal.
Is that what you're expecting from the McDonald's story?
No, I wanted the next one to step to the next level. Movie.
Yeah, the other one could be the Colonel story. That's what I want to see.
Oh, the Colonel. Yeah.
They need to start doing their own universe as well.
Yes.
How cool would that be?
The fast food wars.
Yes. I'm trying to think of an idea which has popped in my head. I don't know whether I came up with this or it's something that I read.
You came up with Eddie. It was your idea. I remember.
A shared universe with cereal mascots. Tony the Tiger, the Rice Krispie.
Yeah, it was your idea. You came up with that. I remember.
That was my idea.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? That would be wicked.
Is it they all do battle with each other?
Yes, for dominance.
No, like Tony the Tiger is like a cocaine addict. Yeah. Like the white frosting on his flakes.
So it would really work like Ted, wouldn't it? That sort of feel approach to it.
Yeah, like a real sort of close. That would be so mad.
I got it. How about this, right? This kid that's grown up with all these, obviously with all these cereals, right? Because he's been eating them, but he's been building these characters in his mind, and now he sees them later on in life.
Like a bipolar guy, schizophrenic.
Yes.
Truly, it will be like an actual sad movie.
So like he's at a job interview and like he's having a conversation with his boss, and Tony the Tiger is just like in the corner, just yes.
You could have like the Rice Krispie trio could be like a boy band or something.
Oh lord!
Snack, crackle, and pop.
Oh lord! Were there any female ones?
Oh, only in the Cocoa Pop. Cocoa Pops, there was a female one.
What about a monkey?
Yeah, there was a monkey.
Yeah, so there was a female, his partner. It was like she was always every now and then introduced.
I don't remember that. I remember the crocodile. He was always like trying to nick his Cocoa Pops.
Wait, who else? Well, how did we even get here? Oh, we're talking about the trailer.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, trailer. So yeah, the Founder. Yeah, that looked good. That looked damn good. Surprise. The Do-Over. Was that this week though? Definitely.
Yeah, so this came out this week.
That surprised me. A friggin' Adam Sandler. Yeah, Adam Sandler movie that looked good.
I was gonna say.
And if it hadn't shown us the entire movie, I'd be really interested to see this.
Well, Mo brought this up in the car earlier on, and I thought, oh my god, please no, not another Adam Sandler movie. But watching that, like yourself, I was really surprised as well. And it is something, even though they showed us the whole movie, I still want to see this film.
I do. It just looks crazy.
It does.
It looks crazy.
It looks like one of his better movies, and like and we were talking about this earlier. There was a time where he made good films.
Yeah, that's so interesting that this would be something that would just be wasted on Netflix. What to say wasted ain't really the right term or phrase, but this looks like it could have been a legitimate movie, cinema release.
Yeah, but they are trying to disrupt and change the industry and how movies are made and distributed.
Yeah, I don't see cinema ever disappearing.
Well, I don't think they're trying to get it to disappear, because like some of their films, like that Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, that was a cinema and a Netflix release at the same time.
That didn't quite work in a cinema. I think the Beast of No Nations was a better example of that. Way better. Which should have gotten nominated for awards because it was that good. So that, especially Idris. But
then think, like, on opening day, when this movie hits on May 27th or whatever it is, 80 million people, 80 million subscribers across the world have access to watch this movie.
Well, all right, okay. Well, then let's think about this. That if
why don't they stagger it by a week?
But that could work.
I don't get why they don't do that.
A month, a week.
Why? They're staggering it by a week. What's that going to do? Right, so it's out this Friday. I'll just wait till next Friday and watch it at home.
Most of the profits are going to be for the theatrical release, so it makes sense. Put it in for the people who really want to see it straight away.
You see, we're in the UK. We're pretty lucky because we have like a contract with our cinema. In the US,
Cineworld. Well, they do have some of those in cinema. I think some of the AMCs do that similar sort of thing. I think there are a few, but they're not. It's not widespread.
All right, okay.
But there are a few different chains.
But okay, see, if that came out on Netflix and that was released in the cinema, every week we go to watch a film, right? I would go gladly to watch that at the movies.
Yeah, but Netflix want to sell subscriptions. They want you to pay that $6.99 or $7.99 or whatever it is. And if they keep churning out movie after movie, show after show, people will be compelled to subscribe, and B, that subscriber base grows.
Yeah.
And suddenly, it's not a case of you've got to go to the cinema or you've got to wait for it to come out in your country. The day of release, it is available to every subscriber, whether it's on a TV, a connected box, your laptop, your phone.
So you're all for it sounds like.
I'm a great believer in disruption, in the way that we consume things change. There was a time where if you wanted to watch a movie in this country in the cinema, you could wait up to 3 years after hearing a movie's come out in the States.
I remember those days when it would take forever.
Wait,
forever.
what the fuck?
Do you remember?
No,
when big movies would come out, it would take not necessarily years, but sometimes months.
Like RoboCop 3, how many years did that actually take before it came out here?
Yeah, that was a garbage movie.
That was a garbage movie, but there was
surprised.
like, it could be 6 months to a year. In fact, the original Star Wars, May in the States, December. Yeah.
Oh, the original Star Wars.
Yeah. So obviously you didn't have things like the internet at the time to build the hype and help you. In fact, piracy probably wasn't even an issue then because there was nowhere for you to actually play a movie at home.
Yeah, but equally, you know the reasons for why they did it work like that back then. And a lot of that had to do with the
the distance and the technology, and that has changed. Now you can have like
the budget for the marketing, all of that.
So the world has changed, and the world will change again.
But do you think it's a good would you want to watch, given the opportunity, Civil War opening night? Would you want to watch it on your living room, in your living room?
It depends what your living room is like. If you look at some of these like cinema enthusiasts, their rooms.
But you still want to just on your own, just sitting there with your cat.
It doesn't have to be on my own. I could have my buddies round.
But we want to watch it in the cinema.
Yeah, well, just
65-inch screens, HD surround sound.
I want to share that experience with a crowd.
Yeah, why do you want to share it with a crowd?
Energy.
Do you want to argue with the guy sitting next to you to tell him to get off talking on his phone? Do you want to sit in between the guys, like fat people on either side of you?
Wait, hold up. When we go to watch a movie, right? Especially like when we're talking about big budget films, we're talking about Batman vs Superman, whatever these films may be. We normally go on opening night, okay?
And you can do that on Netflix.
Wait, hold up.
The minute it's uploaded, you can do that.
Listen, just
you go on opening night because you have a Cineworld card. If you have to pay for every movie, you wouldn't go and see anywhere near as many films.
I was.
You would, but he wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah, you would. Because you weren't going to the cinema hardly.
Yeah, no, but if these are bloody hell, maybe you're right. But there's no but the actual feeling, all right, of being in the cinema with all these movie lovers,
and it can change the way you perceive a movie.
Yeah,
because even friggin' Transformers 2: Revenge of the Fallen, horrible movie.
Yeah,
when I saw it in the cinema, I don't know what's going on with my crowd. I don't know whether they're pumping laughing gas or something through the vents or something, but people were cheering and roaring, and it made that whole experience way more enjoyable.
You're absolutely right. There is that experience, but you are talking about Transformers: The Fallen versus Adam Sandler's The Do-Over.
It's comedy's even more. Yeah. I think comedy way more
they
should be experienced.
They haven't got to that level where they are making Civil War quality movies. No. I say that I haven't actually seen the film yet.
So okay.
So
let me just understand this. Civil War, all right, hits. You'll gladly, if there was a version available online, 1080p, all right,
legally available.
Legally, that's what I mean.
Netflix streaming, 65-inch TV at home, 5.1 surround sound.
Yeah,
I can control the lighting. I can control the start time, the finish.
Right.
I don't have to rush my Indian beforehand and not eat it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, but you will watch it. You will prefer
mean slave, not the food.
To watch it at home.
I would be quite happy to do that.
Wow.
No. But you would prefer.
I would be quite happy to do that.
Right. Okay. So wait. You're saying you'll be quite happy to do that. So
yeah.
Are you actually saying that you would prefer?
If there were a bunch of friends and they said let's go to the cinema, I would go to the cinema. If no one was around and no one wanted to watch it, I would be quite happy to sit at home.
Okay.
And watch it.
So let's break it down even further, right?
We've gone way off the topic. Way off tangent.
All right. Okay. Guys, let us know, what would you prefer? Would you prefer actually going to watch a film at the cinema or sitting at home by yourself with your cats and watching the film at home?
Right, in your underwear.
Okay, so let me just say one more thing on this. So Sean Parker, do you guys know who Sean Parker is?
9.
Sean Parker is a billionaire, right? The guy who made Napster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So
Justin Timberlake.
Yep. So a couple of weeks ago, he has just launched a new movie business venture, which has movie studios and big directors like Steven Spielberg all for it. And you know what it is? It is a box that you purchase for $250. And then on opening weekend, for 48 hours, you can rent a movie, right? That's coming on the cinema that weekend for $50.
I've heard it ain't going to work.
Why not?
I don't think
Ain't going to work.
Why is it not going to work?
Rich people. I think people who can...
Right. So a family of 4, right? You travel, food, munchies, tickets. That costs more than $50.
But it's the experience.
It is. I think a lot of people do still. The thing, I don't get it wrong. I'm not going to say that that's going to completely fail and it's going to die and disappear. I think there is going to be a group of people enough people that can make that a successful business, but it's not going to replace. I don't think it's going to replace cinema.
Or you invite 5 of your friends round, charge them $10 each, and you've got it.
Nah, it doesn't. Honestly, just the thought of the drive.
I wouldn't prefer doing that, but I do think that there are people. He's one of them that are going to make that.
Sure, picking up my friends, going down to the cinema, getting some food, watching the film, taking it in with the crowd, doing, and especially with the. I know it's not. Most people don't do stuff like this.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say that it's easy for us because we're single guys. It's no problem. If you've got a family, like you said, the family, you got 3 or 4 kids.
Or even if you want to go out as a couple on your own, you got to pay for a babysitter.
Wait, okay, so check this. Okay, so my boss, 2 kids, all right, him and his wife, any day, and this is a conversation that we recently had, he even said, I would prefer cinema over, even with my kids, taking them out. It's that experience, that family fun time, rather than sitting in the living room, because you can do that at any time. But that's
an anecdotal one. That's because my boss said this. Does that account for everybody out there?
Well, that's what I would like to hear. I would love to hear what people think, but I know most people would probably prefer to go to the cinema.
I don't think they would, because apart from the big blockbusters, the other films aren't making money or aren't making the kinds of money that they used to make.
That would be interesting though, thinking of some of the smaller movies which... I wonder how much. Maybe it is a different price for those sort of films.
So
it's only
Marvel,
the big blockbuster films. That are
so
like
the
50.
likes of Marvel, Disney, you know, they've got that event movie that people go out for. The other types of films.
Maybe that one's only like a tenner.
I mean, how many of the smaller films do you guys go get to see that you would not see if you didn't have a unlimited
No,
card?
hey, look, all the points that you're making are valid, but I just strongly feel that.
When does this actually happen? When is this actually supposed to roll out?
So this was, I don't know if it's a concept. I know there is a rich man's version of this already, and that costs thousands. And you've got to have like redundancy and stuff. Like you've got to have multiple internet connections into your home and stuff. Yeah. So there is a rich man's version. I think that the cost, the entry cost is something like 30k. So there are rich people out there that are already running a service like this. But those guys' home theaters probably are small cinemas.
Do you know that truly is like the rich people, especially like the Hollywood rich people, truly do have like an other underworld that we just don't know about.
Well, you say Hollywood, it's not just that. Like you got the Middle Eastern Arabs.
Well, it's all
that class, the richer class, the 1%, should we say?
If you could have an immersive experience at the cinema, all right, on a VR headset,
I was actually thinking about
at the IMAX, would you not? Would you take that?
Right, so hold on. So let me get this
straight. There wouldn't be an IMAX though, would there?
Yeah.
No.
You'd just be in a room with other people.
No. But what I'm trying to say is that,
No, I think VR doesn't really make sense in a cinema because it's an isolated experience because you've got the visor on, the headphones on. So it's pointless to have other people there. So that's an experience.
Well, what I mean by that is that in a strange way it would, like, people, if you're going to watch a comedy, people laughing.
Yeah, but you've got headphones on, so you wouldn't hear the other people laughing.
No. I mean, like in the VR sort of. Let's say you're sitting in the cinema, some guy there, you're watching a film.
Yeah.
So hold on, your VR experience is you sitting in the cinema.
But the VR is a headset, the proper VR, not just Google.
Yeah, proper VR.
Yeah, it has headphones as
No,
well.
I think what he's saying is...
What I'm saying...
He's saying your VR experience is actually you sitting in the cinema.
Oh, what? Oh, what?
So you're
So I'm on the headset just to be sat in the cinema, a virtual cinema.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. You guys could be laughing, but I'm telling you now, if there was a mode, hold up, if there was a mode, like you go,
no, but you know what? You know what? The idea of doing that at home. And giving you the cinema
That's
experience.
what I'm saying.
So the people next to you are actually other people that have logged in.
Yes.
That you can conversate with.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So virtual people will tell you to put your phone away and stop talking.
So let's jump further, right? So could you imagine?
Actually, that would be a reason enough. So not just to have no one fucking with their phones and shit. No more bastard teenagers talking.
You slapped some dude, some kid in the cinema, didn't you? We went Spider-Man 3.
During Spider, multiple times. Teenagers, man.
You nearly hit some old lady the other day, didn't you? Like,
No.
Yeah. Where are we going with this conversation anyway? Yeah, it was.
I chased a couple. No, I was old lady. I'm crazy. No, where are we going with this? Yeah. You know what? I'm thinking about that. Maybe. Yeah.
You laughing. You bastards are laughing at me.
No.
I'm telling you now, there is potential there.
Right. I think last word on this conversation. You go to any movie forum, right? Any movie forum on the internet, yeah? You will find a thread in there. I hate going to the cinema, and half the forum will be posting in there why they hate going to the cinema.
Because most of them are retarded, man. Spotty faced.
No, man. Everyone uses the internet.
You know that character in South Park that you see slumped at the computer?
No. These are family guys. These are people who have children. You read some of their stories, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, what are the cinemas like in other parts of this country like?
Right, exactly. That's the other thing, right? When we go to watch a film at the cinema, we pay an extra premium rate to go watch it at the IMAX as well, right? Mm-hmm. So people that are going to pay that rate to watch it at the IMAX, why are you nodding your head?
Because why would you?
Off the friggin' film,
why would you
they
even
want
pay?
To enjoy it.
That means like you're paying £10 to go in and have a conversation somewhere because. Why?
Why
not spend $3.50 and go in Starbucks and have a conversation there?
Why do you not like people? What is it?
You can't recreate that IMAX experience at home because of the scale that gives you, man. It's like,
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is, just because they're paying the premium to go in the IMAX doesn't mean they won't talk.
No,
it's like they're already paying like 10 quid to go into a cinema.
No. What I'm saying is on opening night, there's a group of people. Oh, you know what? This is a conversation that we need to break down, and we need to have.
And see, Adam Sandler brought us to this conversation. Well done, Sandler.
wow, that is true. Only you lot at home can settle this. Would you rather watch these movies opening night, day at home on your couch, or in a cinema?
But it's not just rather one or the other. You now have a choice. Or in some
rather,
cases,
yeah. Which do you prefer, people? Let us know in the comments down below if you're watching this on YouTube or in iTunes and all of that shit. So, what's next, Mo?
Well, we should talk about the other two big trailers before we sign off.
Dude, what is Warcraft was?
That wasn't one of the big ones I was thinking of.
I have no interest in Warcraft.
Oh.
What's next?
Yeah, Jason Bourne.
He's back.
Yes, he has returned. That wasn't even his name, it turned out to be, was it?
Do they still call him Bourne though, don't they?
Yeah, code name. I was, like I said in my trailer reaction for this, it looked good. It looked like, the Bourne that we remember, better than Legacy, the last shitty one that came out. But one thing I'm a little concerned about is that it just seems to keep on being the same sort of him on the run, government officials after him. Like, when is that cycle going to end and we're going to get some other...
Well, you say that, but each one of those films has been very good.
That's it.
Right.
Except for Legacy.
But he wasn't in that.
Yeah, sure, they're recreating the stories, but they're recreating them in a way where they're throwing in fresh characters, new crazy stunts, wicked action scenes. You know what? I'm on this train, man.
Paul Greengrass has returned, so shaky cam all the way.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
I hate shaky cam stuff. I think shaky cam had its time.
Shaky cam in VR. Could you imagine that?
Oh my lord! Damn it! I'm so looking forward to VR kicking off, man. Especially when I watched Hardcore Henry, man. Just the potential of that technology is just...
I hate you like Hardcore Henry, man.
Did you watch it?
No, but just the idea.
So how can you even debate it?
Idea.
Dude, it is...
one big action movie.
It's good. It is fun. Like, it's a little nutty in its story, but it's not about the story. It's just the spectacle. And it's entertaining.
I just find the idea stupid. Sorry.
Well,
I
you're
just do. I just do.
At least watch the movie before you say,
form an opinion before you judge.
I've seen the trailer, alright? That's enough. The trailer is the thing that's supposed to hook me in. It didn't. The bad guy looks rubbish. Just the whole idea of just it having no story, Eddie.
It has a story.
What? What's the story? Him on the run, or him trying to whatever he's trying to do?
He's being rebuilt. He's a man who died, being rebuilt as a...
How many movies have the story? Man is on the run.
His wife's... He's not really on the run. His wife's been kidnapped and he has to get her back.
I need something more. I can't. I don't like the idea of this. And I know if I watch it, I won't enjoy it. I know that.
So that... What's the word for this, Mo? Closed-minded, is that it? Like blinders. You just
so hold on.
Accept
Are
the
you
world.
saying
you think the world is flat? It's round, son. You know that, right? You accept that. You accept that.
You heard of the flat world theory?
Yeah, there's loads of them. I'm saying you one of them. You can accept the world is round.
But what are you gonna say?
I want to know the answer now.
What are you gonna say?
Is the world round or flat?
The world is round.
Why are you smiling when you say that?
Spherical round or flat round?
It's round.
Like a pizza.
It's how the world is how we see it. God.
So even having a Cineworld card, so it wouldn't cost you anything other than the cost of petrol. You don't want to go and see this film?
No, I really have no interest. None whatsoever. It is not.
Independence Day 2.
Better than I expected.
Have we spoken about this?
No.
Didn't you say you like? Oh no, because I know what you did. Right. I didn't enjoy it.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like it. I think I like you. I didn't like the first Independence. I didn't really enjoy the first Independence.
Actually, we did talk about this, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, what happened? Yes. Well,
We were interrupted by a phone call, and then we didn't go back to it.
Yeah, that's what.
Oh, that's gonna fuck up that idea.
No, well, that's.
No, we started again, didn't we, when we unpaused it? So you have to edit all this out now.
Yeah.
Start again.
Right. So Independence Day 2.
It looked better than I expected it to look. I admit that. It looks the best of the last trailer. It looks fun. That's the word for it. It looks like a fun, bombastic, typical Roland Emmerich movie.
Absolutely. You said the words right there. Typical Emmerich movie. And he directed one of my absolute favourite films ever, so I have a lot of time for this guy.
What was that?
Which film do you think it was?
Day After Tomorrow?
No. Stargate.
Oh,
I absolutely love that movie.
And he's remaking those, isn't he?
Well, no, he wants to do sequels, but he's been saying that for 20 odd years. I don't think anything's ever going to come of that.
I think it actually is a bit in development because it went.
Yeah, it's been in development.
It was it was announced officially when they announced Independence Day. So he's going to do this, and I'm not sure whether he's going to go straight to Stargate after, or he's going to do the sequels for Independence Day first.
These Stargate sequels are never going to happen. I've given up now.
No,
but we've had like a sequel in the form of a TV series, but we digress. I love the original Independence Day. I remember going opening day to watch that in the cinema. It's a good action like popcorn movie.
It is that. I've watched it. Dozens of times.
You put it on TV and I'll sit there and watch it. In fact, I'm sure I have watched it on TV knowing I've got the DVD on my shelf.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've watched it dozens of times. But I don't love it.
The thing that this is missing is Will Smith. I know we all take the piss where he's lost it, but he was an integral part of the original.
Okay, right, okay. Look, go on, what are you going to say?
I was just going to say, what's missing it for me is charisma in that Liam Hemsworth doesn't have any.
He doesn't because it's missing the Will Smith character.
Okay, I didn't really enjoy the first one all that much. But I will say this, the one thing that I did enjoy from the first one was Will Smith, and it just feels like the soul of this film is missing, and that soul is Will Smith. I know I should have said that. I know.
The soul of Will Smith is missing.
It feels incomplete without that character.
I don't think it's the character. I just think
your father was a great man. Like it's not enough.
There's that scene where
the plane crashing.
Not the plane crashing, but they go, "It's the 4th of July. Let's light up some fireworks." It is delivered so flat, and if Will Smith had delivered it, that would have been like a funny line.
Yeah, their casting wasn't good. That kid that's supposed to be Will Smith's son and Liam Hemsworth. I think thank God for the.
Well, let's be thankful they didn't cast Jaden Smith.
What's his name? What's the actor's name?
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, thank God for Jeff Goldblum because he brings a certain amount of charisma and fun to the screen. But beyond,
I like the way they reference they do like their landmarks. That was
like I say,
he
can deliver those lines.
Yeah, it was a good moment. And the first one, it was like a technical marvel as well, with all the destruction of all those landmarks.
Ooh. Yeah, Roman, he's good at that.
You know, there was that scene that I just like. I just want to switch it off when he goes.
Punches the alien.
No, we're not. No, not that one where he goes. There's that alien. They go, "What is the alien doing?" He's like, He goes, "They're celebrating."
But that's Brent Spiner, man. Come on. To see him on screen again, to see Data on screen without makeup again.
Done Data. Did we have any others born through the Nah, I had someone that was another one.
I'm on my pudding now.
Oh my god, you still got pudding to go. I forgot about that. Yeah, I want pudding. Now that I've got pudding in my brain, I want
pudding.
Oh, honourable mention, we didn't mention it last week, was the Birth of a Nations trailer, which has been setting a lot of waves, been going on through the world basically after that trailer. Very powerful trailer for a powerful subject matter, which admittedly I'm kind of burnt out on, but they seem to be doing it in a way which is very interesting. But unknown fact, which I didn't know, there was originally another movie called Birth of a Nation, which came out quite a long time ago, but it cast the KKK as the heroes.
Jesus, that must have come out a long time ago.
It was a 3-hour movie where the KKKs were the heroes trying to save America.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
You know what? We're gonna watch that.
You know, we should check that film out.
I would say, yeah, it looks fantastic. There are, like you said, we may be a bit burnt out, but there are hundreds, if not millions, of stories, personal stories for people from this era. So every one of these is going to be different.
I'm not burnt out in any way. I love these sort of films and
You love slave films. I'm sick of slave films.
But it's there to like remind you, like this is what savagery the world used to be.
As someone who's black, I'm tired of the only aspect of Black history being the slavery. That's the only stuff that's ever get shown.
But I think it's a good.
Everything else.
I actually think it's a good parallel to what's happening now, right? Because now we're living in a world where like a part of the world we are equal, but in other parts of the world not so much, right? So we can condemn places like the Middle East where they're using slave labor, right? And we should be condemning that. We should be taking a harder stance than that. But when we look at where we've come from, so I think there's a lot of parallels.
The other thing to it is, all right, you may not like the subject matter, but just the frigging performances alone.
Oh no, the movie looks amazing. I will be watching it.
Yeah, the directing, every part of this film and these films, they just flow so well.
I believe it won like Best Director at Sundance.
Right.
So apparently it's worth the fuss. So yeah, Oscars for next year, I reckon this could be the front runner.
Yeah.
Most definitely. And a bit of a surprise, Equals trailer, Kristen Stewart in a very artsy Romeo and Juliet future TX.
When you saw that
THX.
you didn't look like you were
I was like, it looked like it was shot very nice. The cinematography was very nice, but to me, it looks like they've taken a classic sci-fi concept, got the teenage heartthrobs of the day, and turned it into Twilight or Twilified, whatever the word is.
See, I felt that the basic plot of it is very YA young adult novel-esque.
Yeah.
It could have been like a diversion, but it looks like they've applied legitimate artistic vision to it. So it looks like it seems to have a decent script. The lines, what we see, don't seem to be cheesy or anything. The performance seems to be good. It looks beautiful. It looks like they've genuinely made an effort to make a good film.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for these sort of films. So whilst watching it reminded me of Equilibrium. Yeah, without the action, right?
Gattaca as well as another one.
And just to know that the performances to what we saw from Kristen Stewart and
Nicholas Hoult.
Just seemed to be good.
Yeah,
and this is something we don't really. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but I'm not a huge fan of Kristen Stewart, but when I saw her in this, I really got behind it, and this really looked like Kristen is really pushing herself and getting really into this role. And as a whole, it looks really, really cool.
Looks nice. So, Mo, what have you seen this week?
Oh, I have watched so much this week. So I've watched the latest episode of The Flash. I know you haven't watched it, so we'll save that for next week.
Yeah.
I've finished season 2 of The Daredevil.
Oh, what did you think?
I thought that was fantastic.
Speaking of giving
I don't know why you're taking so long. Watch it. It's fantastic. Elektra, absolutely amazing in that. The guy from The Walking Dead who plays the Punisher.
John Bethany.
Yep, fantastic storyline. Done so well. They didn't just make him a mindless killing machine. They gave him so much of soul and motivation for what he's done. And by the end, actually, you could think, you know what? If I was in this guy's situation and what happened to him happened to me, I would go on a killing rampage like that.
Justifies it. Compared to how they handled it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not a fair comparison because this is a 13-hour show. But how they kind of justified why Batman was going around killing everybody in BVS compared to this. This was just so much more of a believable scenario.
And so well played by him. And I am now, I think, halfway through the 4th season of Vikings.
Oh, good. Is it finished now yet?
Yes, I think the last episode was yesterday.
Time for me to get up on that now. But just a heads up, guys. Next week, when we do our what we've been watching, it's mainly going to be taken up by our Game of Thrones talk, which we're going to do every week at the end of every episode.
And what's happening
later
in the week?
Yes. Of course. Of course.
Yes, and are we doing a whole podcast on Civil War?
Well, it's gonna be in it. It's gonna be.
We're going to be breaking it down scene by scene, like we did for Batman vs Superman.
Yes, that's the way to do it, man. I'm guessing next week's gonna be then Civil War and Game of Thrones. Episode 1.
When is Civil War coming out in this US?
Oh,
May the 5th.
Yeah, they've still got a while to wait. So it will be a spoiler review. So you can choose to listen or not listen, but I'm hoping you'll listen. Or we'll give you a time code in the description down below where you can skip straight to the Game of Thrones talk if you don't want to see or hear any of the talk on Civil War if you want to wait and then come back to it when it's time. We won't steer you wrong. You could trust us. So that's it from this week then, guys. Civil War Friday.
Where can they find you, Eddie?
Civil War Friday. I can't wait. That's what I want to do.
It's
about
war.
Yeah. See me on the First Take, YouTube. Yeah, you know all that shit, man. It's all in the descriptions. Roger.
Yeah, Bolly Falls, you know where we're at.
Mo,
the man of mystery, I'm nowhere.
The man from nowhere.
Well, that's it, guys, for another week.
So me and Eddie are gonna go watch it at the cinema. Mo's gonna watch it at home.
Yeah. With his cats. Anyway, guys, that's it for another week. Bye.